Oh, thank you so much. What a great evening, and I do want to start off by just thanking the Varsity Club and Mary Jo for all this. I mean, this is an amazing night. I can't go. I saw the hair up there, and I heard a couple giggles in there, and I know Larry mentioned his Speedo, and I can't let my hair go from college days. It wasn't a pretty look, and I'm not quite sure how my wife let me go there, but. To be honest with you, I wish I had a little bit more up here, but it's fun to look back. I also have a big, long paragraph here taking some shots at Yags, at Todd, just talking about his speech might be a little long-winded and dry, and he'd talk about his grades, and I didn't realize how the order of the speech, so I realized he's after me, so I wanted to hold off on this whole paragraph I got here, which I thought was quite funny. But I'm going to hold off on it. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the athletes here tonight and tell you it's an absolute honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with you guys and all the other athletes on the wall of Assembly Hall. It's so humbling to think about all the tremendous athletes that have come through Bloomington and the rich tradition that is IU athletics. I got the call about being inducted in the Hall of Fame from Fred Glass on a Friday evening after I'd already come home from work. Fred had called my office number and left me a voicemail. So Friday evening, when I checked my messages, I thought it was a bit odd and a little scary that he was calling me. As I listened to my voicemail, I got very nervous, and all he said was, "Brian, I have something to talk to you about. Can you call me back?" I stopped listening to my messages and quickly went into panic mode. What did I do wrong was all I can think about. What NCAA rules did I violate? What else could I have done wrong? I even had my wife listen to it probably 2 or 3 times going, do you think he sounds mad? I mean, what's going on here? So after mulling things over, I decided to call Fred back, and of course I got his voicemail. So now I had to wait the entire weekend in this panic mode to see what he had to say. Thank God he called me back. It had to be 2 or 3 minutes later, and he told me the incredible news of being inducted to the Hall of Fame. So I really want to thank Fred, first of all, for calling me back that Friday night, because that would have been a long weekend, and the entire Hall of Fame committee for the incredible honor of being inducted into Indiana University. This is Hall of Fame. This is so special, and I thank you. That Friday night, after all the panic finally subsided and the joy of such an honor settled in, I sat on my couch to reflect on what Fred said to me on the phone. As I was sitting there, I read one of the many inspirational messages that my wife has around the house. This one said, "Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away." As I read it several times, I realized that the time I spent in IU was truly breathtaking. When I consider who I was when I arrived here in Bloomington and the amount of growth that happened while I was here, my breath was taken away. I can remember my mom dropped me off outside of foster dorms as a very mature young man, and 4 years later, when I left, not that I'm a ton more mature now, but I did learn many life lessons that helped me shape the path that brought me here today. Indiana University is truly a beautiful place and arguably has the prettiest campus and the best athletic facilities in the country. But that's not what makes this place so special. It was and still is the people that work here at IU that I am so incredibly grateful for. From Buzz Kirpius and the entire academic staff to the medical staff of Joe Lucan, John Schrader, and Dr. McCarroll, Jim Butler, who's still doing a wonderful job here, Katrin Koch with strength and conditioning, Clarence Doniger, our athletic director, Chuck Crabb, who still does a little of everything today, Kathy Neri, who's been here for 20-plus years and takes care of us in the office. Jay Sears, still helping us out in the equipment room, and to all the support staff, the teachers, and professors that I was honored to have in class. It's these incredible people who made my collegiate experience so breathtaking, and I thank you. I owe a lot of thanks to the people I just mentioned, but it was the coaching staff that helped me grow the most. From John Trask and Steve Franklin, who did a great job of relating to the players, to Don Rawson and Mike Freitag, who was there to bounce ideas off of and whose door was always open. But the majority of my growth came from the best college soccer coach, didn't see that coming, in the history of college soccer, and arguably the best college coach in any sport ever. And of course, that's Jerry Yeagley. We all know about his ability to teach the game of soccer, but his leadership and his love for his players is what prepared you for life. As a coach today, a week doesn't go by that I don't reflect on the lessons that was taught to me by Jerry Yeagley. Coach, you're an incredible teacher of the game of soccer, but an even better person and teacher of life. And I thank you for everything you have done for me and still do. Thank you, Coach. One of the best things the coaching staff ever did for me was to recruit the group of guys that I spent numerous hours with on and off the field, and that's my teammates. Everything that I've been lucky enough to achieve, especially this honor here tonight, is because of an incredible group of guys that I was fortunate to compete with during my 4 years here at IU. I want to thank all of them from the bottom of my heart for sharing those 4 years, 4 of the best years of my life. There are a few teammates that I'd like to especially thank. The first one is Ernie Yarborough, who I was fortunate to share an office with today. He's a great friend, and Ern puts up with me on a daily basis, so I thank Ern. I want to thank all my old roommates, some of my best friends as well, Chris McGuire, Tim Hardy, Steve Keller, Kenny Sherp, and Brandon Ward. They're great friends, and I'm so thankful for everything they've done. Lastly, I'd like to thank the best teammate I have ever had the pleasure of sharing the soccer field with. Who is also one of my best friends and my current boss, Todd Yeagley. Todd and I go back a long way. We played with and against each other since we were 12. We have been through a lot, and he's always been someone that I turn to for advice or shoulder to lean on. There are two people in my favorites on my iPhone, and they are my wife, Diana, and Todd Yeagley. And unfortunately, I've been known to confuse the two. Kathy once called me in the office calling Todd honey, and I even told him once I loved him on the phone, thinking I was talking to my wife. It's not a good thing, but his friendship is very special to me, and I'm so elated and honored to share this special evening with him. Yags, congrats to you, and I want to thank you for the memories from years ago, and obviously the current memories we're making today. The last group of people, which is going to be the hardest one, the last group of people I want to thank is my family. My family means the absolute world to me, and I don't thank them nearly enough for the unconditional love and guidance over the years. Tonight is so special to me because all my family was able to be here tonight. My dad, who passed away when I was just a teenager, but was still able to teach me about life and how to love those around you. My sister Lynn, who I can't look at right now, but who was my best friend. She's arguably the nicest person you'll ever meet, and she never hesitated to put her brother's needs and wants in front of hers. She was always the best soccer player in the family, but she was too nice and would rather let her younger brother win. I owe you, Lynn. I love you. To the strongest lady I've ever met in my life, my mom. Mom, the way you guided Lynn and I through the tough times of life and the way you shared with us during the good times taught me what life is all about. I've never met anyone who gives more of themselves to others. You're an amazing person and the best mother a kid could ever ask for. Oh, man, that was high. And I love you so very much. Thank you, Mom. I also want to mention my awesome son, Jacob, and my daughter, Emma, who, thank God, weren't around during college days. But I love them so much, and I promised them I would put them in my speech, so I had to include them. And lastly, I'm going to cruise through this, and I can't look at her, but lastly, I want to thank the reason I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face every day of my life. The person I met when I was 12 and started dating when I was 15, who I fell in love with in 7th grade, and who I love more every single day. To the rock who helped me through the ups and downs of my career and encouraged me to follow my coaching dreams that took us from Ohio to Florida to Kentucky, and now here to Bloomington, Indiana. Shouldn't have looked up. Diane, I thank God every day for your love, and I thank you for the incredible person you are. Thanks for being you. I love you. I really didn't think that the emotions were going to flow like that, but it is such a special honor, and these people mean the world to me, and I'm so thankful. And I just want to thank IU and the athletic department again for this unbelievable achievement, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you.